What would your life look like if you stopped trying to avoid discomfort and you started leaning into it? You see, so many of us spend our lives trying to suppress or avoid uncomfortable emotions, grief, sadness, fear, disappointment. So we don't take risks. We don't put ourselves out there. And it results in us staying the same. We don't become the people we dream of becoming because we're so afraid of feeling that discomfort. Now, if there's one thing that I wish they taught in elementary and middle school, it would be how to actually feel your emotions, because it is the most useful skill anyone could ever actually learn. Because what happens when you try to not feel your emotions? Well, you usually try to either suppress them, which will result later in some sort of usually medical illness, or you engage in addictive behaviors and tendencies, trying to suppress those feelings with alcohol, drugs, shopping, sex, overeating, all those different things that you engage in where you're beating yourself up, telling yourself you're not going to do it again, but you keep doing it because you simply don't want to feel discomfort. Likely because you don't know how to feel it. The best analogy I ever heard around feeling your emotions is that emotions are like annoying, loud children in the backseat of a car. You wouldn't let the children drive the car because they would crash it, but you also wouldn't lock them in the trunk and suffocate them. What would you do with them? You would attune to the children. You would acknowledge them. You would recognize that they were upset. You may not be able to give them what they want in that moment, but you could at least let them know that you are present and you are there to experience it without letting them control you. This is exactly what to do in order to feel your emotions. You see, emotions are emotion, energy in motion. Emotions are never stagnant in the body, but we can try to suppress them, which makes them get jammed in our system. And when you try to jam these emotions down, what do you think happens? They're gonna keep trying to pop up until you actually allow your body to feel them, allow yourself to metabolize them, and let the emotions move through you. But how do we actually do this? A lot of the times we stay in our overthinking mind in order to get out of our feeling body. Emotions are meant to be felt in the body, not processed in the mind, which is why a lot of conventional talk psychotherapy doesn't actually help people move forward in life and process their emotion. Now, you have to remember that emotions exist for a reason, and part of the human experience is that we have an array of emotions. Sometimes people come to therapy and they say, Elise, I don't ever want to feel anxious again. I don't ever want to feel sad again. But that's not the point of life. No, we don't want you to be at a place where your emotions are so debilitating that you can't function or you're absolutely miserable all the time. But part of the human experience is that we have all these different emotions. And the way to improve, especially in the context of therapy, is not about getting rid of the emotions. It's getting better at feeling them so they don't completely control you. And then you're not afraid of them. And guess what? When you're not afraid of your emotions, you actually stop trying to run away from them. You stop addictive behaviors, or you stop letting them control you. And that is the ultimate superpower. So how do we do this? How do we feel our emotions? The thing you have to do is slow down. That's the first step. You need to slow down and you need to be present in your body. You need to start to recognize, where am I feeling this physically? Does my throat feel tense? Does my chest feel tight? Do I feel butterflies or knots in my stomach? Do my hands feel tingly? If I were to take the emotion out of my body and touch it and hold it and look at it, how would I describe it? What color is it? What texture is it? What density is it? Stop trying to run away from the discomfort that you're feeling. Just be with it. Just observe it from a place of compassion and curiosity. What are you? Why are you here? Let me just be with you. Let me not judge you. Then start to relax the other body parts. Start to relax the jaw, the forehead, the eyes, the shoulders, the wrists and fingers and ankles and toes, and just breathe with it. The goal is to not to get this sensation to go away. It's just to learn how to be present with it. You don't have to do anything about this emotion right now. In fact, it's a bad idea. It's probably a bad idea, unless you're in an imminent danger, to act on the emotion right this minute. It's better to allow yourself to metabolize it and let it move through you so you don't make any impulsive, rash decisions that may not be the best course of action. When I take my patients through this process, almost always the sensations in the body start to shift. They usually start to change and lighten and just feel a bit different. They may not feel better all the time, but that's okay. And if there are no changes, that's okay too. What we're trying to achieve here is get you to a place where you can just be present with whatever is arising and not let it drive you or control you and not run to suppress it. The goal is to not be afraid of it. And when you're not afraid of the discomfort, think of all the incredible things you could do. You could go achieve some of the things that you've been avoiding doing because you're terrified of feeling embarrassed or ashamed or cringe or guilty or fear or disappointment. Because you know that you can be with those emotions and that they are not going to kill you.